promise you will not be the last chance of seeing the cast. But as far as the specifics of when, it's hard. It's hard to say. It's also not my place to say, because I don't. If I could snap my fingers, make a wish, we'd all hang out, and it'd be that easy. But we'll see. Logistics have to be. It takes work getting events like that, especially a big amount of people. But it can be done. So I would just have to say, you're just gonna have to stay tuned and see what happens specifically. But I'm gonna remain positive. Well, you too, Miss Flores, you as well. I met you. Was it twice at the Megabit Expo in Simi Valley? They did the last couple of years, and we'll have to see. Like I said, we'll have to see what happens as far as stuff in 2025. But if I do a show near you, you will be one of the first people to know. I will make it known where I am, and you'll see it right here on Instagram. Oh, you're going the theme park life. Holy cow! I worked at Disney World 20-something years ago, very briefly. Yeah, it was years ago. But if you're an actor in Florida, you do at least for a little while. It's just kind of there. But yeah, many years ago, before I moved out here, I worked with the Big Mouse. I would love Simone Shepherd would love us to come to Australia. I would love that. Yes, I'll tell you what, Papa Koi 24. I'll tell you what. I want to do a convention in Denver because I want to go to Casa Bonita. I think everyone wants to go to Casa Bonita now. And I saw the bits of the documentary where Trey Parker and Matt Stone added they updated the original animatronics, like the skeletons for the Pirate Cave and stuff like that, but they put in their voices. And I saw them behind the scenes, and it was so hysterical. And I was like, oh my God, it's literally just they created it was there for years, but they basically remodeled a South Park theme park in a sense. So if someone could get us to a convention in Denver so the whole Red Dead cast could go to Casa Bonita, that would be epic. Let's make it happen. I want that. I want that very much. And I'm good. I guess I'm a little behind in the comments here. Someone's asking about colors for Bill cosplay. His outfit change you can also look at stills from Red Dead 1. And he's got the same hat, like a different outlook, but he had a red flannel. He had where he walked around without his hat and his coat, but he had the long john top, which is suspenders, pants, and shoes. He had like a bluish green flannel design, one that was like red and black, and one that was yellow and black. I have to relook, but if you just Google Bill Williamson Red Dead 2 images, and it'll give you the different varieties. Excuse me, it was a long day. Yeah. Alejandro, where do you live? I don't know any Turkish words. Did you already tell me, Alejandro? Maybe you did tell me where you're from. I'm going to scroll back to see if... it doesn't say. It's reading the comment. Yeah. Someone said, "Are your old streams available?" Oh yeah, the stuff I did for Streamly, not all of them, but if I've done a Streamly, because I did my Streamly event last month in September, so you can go on my Instagram wall and they're all there. Yeah, I don't permanently post all my IG lives, but if it's an IG live that's officially done through like Streamly, it goes up and it stays up, and they're all, you can, the one I did last month is up there. Yes, but again, I do want to go to Casa Bonita. I think everyone, if you don't live in Denver, you want to make a pilgrimage there and have that experience. Oh, a good party foul. Oh, you do live in Arizona. Yeah, I would love to go back to Arizona and do another a big group event. We have to see. I don't know. We have to see what happens. Who knows? I can't tell you. How did I end up with the role of Bill? I auditioned, and I got it. And that was the week before Christmas in December of 2008. That was a while ago. So that was 16 years ago. I auditioned for Bill 16 years ago. That feels like eons. What do I think Red Dead 3 would be like if it happens? I don't know. I don't know. There very well could be a Red Dead 3. It doesn't necessarily mean that we'll be in it. It doesn't mean we won't be, but it may not be an immediate prequel. It might be a whole different story taking place in a whole different time. I mean, the Wild West was a fixated point, but it could be like a prequel, but like 20-25 years, like right after the Civil War, like the late 1860s, early 1870s. I don't know. I don't know what the story would be. If it does come out, it's because the team at Rockstar has come up with an amazing story, and that they want to tell it. As far as how the game itself would be, as far as a medium, as far as what the next gen consoles are going to do, I have no idea. I live in LA, so you hear sounds like that all the time. Some sirens, something's going on. Something I said, and this was on a Streamly months ago, or maybe I said this at a convention, as someone who also plays games. I would like to see you play both Red Dead games, and you would get, you look at the clouds and you get these storm systems. I'd like to see a really strong weather interactive element that if it's raining where a river could overflow, or you could be out herding cattle and then you have to avoid because this giant funnel cloud comes out of nowhere and just starts sucking everything up like spaghetti on a fast fork, and you have to get out of the path of a tornado or a twister. That would make, to me, that would be so freaky and intense and awesome. So, but I know nothing. I know as much as everyone else does, and I don't know what they're going to do. I think the safe assumption, though, is that it would be something that nothing's going to happen until after the new Grand Theft Auto is ready, GTA 6. But I think it's safe to assume that there will be no Red Dead 3 on current consoles. That it'll be either the next generation or the generation after that. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens, but I know nothing right now. I know as much as you guys. This is all speculation. Anything I'm saying, but as far as something that hasn't been in a Red Dead game yet, that's what I'd like to see, like a really hardcore interaction. You would pick flowers or plants and stuff, and the animals increased from Red Dead 1 to Red Dead 2. It's like, I just hunt deer and bear, but you can hunt deer, bear, gator, what have you. I think it would be cool if there was a thing where you could collect insects. Maybe expand on the campfire cooking, what you're able to do cooking wise. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. If Red Dead 3 happens, I have no doubt it'll be a good story. However, and no, I don't know. I don't know anything. Oh, the Dodgers 2-0. The Dodgers are killing it. And Alejandro, I'm very proud of you. It's a noble profession, being an actor or storyteller. So that's very cool. Someone's like, if Red Dead 3 happens, they'd like it to be another prequel so you could find out what happened in Blackwater. Well, that's the great question about the Blackwater. We may find out. But I don't know. Honestly, I know nothing right now. Oh, Yossi V. Flores is going to bed. You have a lovely night, and we'll see. We'll have to see what happens as far as if I'm doing any more Southern California conventions. If I have news, I'll certainly post it here. But we'll just have to see what the new year brings. Hopefully the whole cast would come to Calico Ghost Town. I don't even know where that is, but that sounds awesome. Yep. You see the Beatles' Yellow Submarine. That's one of my Beatles stuff on that shelf. I need to get some Funko Pop Beatles. It's next on my list. But I'll answer a couple more questions, and I think I'm going to turn in because I've had a long day. I'm helping a buddy move to their new apartment. So that's, yeah. That's what I've been doing. I'm a Pookie. Oh, thank you, Draco. Would I ever play online with my fans? Maybe. We'll see. Oh, it's morning in the UK. That means that Rob and Roger should be getting up now. Oh, Trace Baker, I understand why Rockstar isn't public with their plans, but I wish they were just slightly more open with their work. Get in line, man. But they listen. They do what they do serves them well. It doesn't work for every gaming company, but Rockstar, when it comes to story content, what they come up like, no one does it like them. So they're not gonna. That's a wheel they don't have to reinvent. There's no purpose. Can it be frustrating? Well, sure. Is it worth the wait? Every single time. Every single time it is. I'm glad, Alejandro. I really am. I think that's cool. What you're doing is pursuing the craft. Oh, Jazz, you're going to see. Okay, you're going to Newcastle. Well, tell him I said hi. Hi, Jamie, to Vinyl Lover 19. How you doing? Morning, Ribbony Robin. Aw. Zuhair 18.007. That's a good question. Everyone asks what happened to Bill between the end of Red Dead 1 or the end of Red Dead 2, the beginning of Red Dead 1 at Fort Mercer. That's the people who know the true answer are the writers. I'll say that. But yeah, I want to know too. I think I said that during the panel in Deadwood. Someone brought that kind of up, and I was like, man, I'd like to know. I've got my own fan theories, but the truth is, whatever the writers say, it will be. All right, I'll answer one more question. I'm going to call it a night, but it's not goodbye forever. It's just we'll talk later. You're awesome. A lot of people with the word avocado in their handles, in their social media handles. A lot of avocado lovers out there. Do I think Bill is an underrated character? I think a lot of you fans are. That'll be the last question tonight. Do I think Bill's an underrated character? I think I think in some ways he could be seen an underrated gang member, but as far as a character, I think he's a very rich character. He is soaking wet with flaws. But the signs of his personality and stuff, it's all planted in the game. There's dialogue. There's scenes and stuff that explain every camp member to a point where you understand their motivation, but not all of it's going to get triggered because it's all based on how you, the player, choose to trek through the story. Bill there's so much to Bill as far as what pushes him in a certain direction. And there's other stuff where it's completely safeguarded, and no one, it's like, oh, I guess we'll always wonder about Bill, or we'll always wonder about Karen and Mary Beth because we don't. But I think that the more you play and you hang around camp and bump into people and trigger conversations, if you have a good memory and you listen to these conversations, listen to every campfire story, they're sharing tons of information with these wonderfully written characters that tell you exactly who they are. But the great genius about the game is some people don't care. They just want to go. And that thing is like you get to control that. That's the great thing about modern day gaming. It's so advanced. It's like a choose your own adventure book. If some of you are old enough to remember that, you can explore that open world and 100% it, go hit platinum, which is almost like 1,000% it, or you can say, I just want to zip through the main story and not do any of the side. And I'm like, well, see, that really can affect the outcome emotionally, but you just leave it. You leave it. Some people play right through real quick, and then they like it, and then they play it again, and they're like platinum 100%. They're going all the nooks and crannies, doing all the side missions, collecting clothes, doing all that stuff, and they have a richer experience. And they're like, well, at my second playthrough, it's like I played a whole different game because the first one I played a certain way and I buzzed through it and I enjoyed it, but it's nothing like the second playthrough. So I would advise people to take their time, but some people just do what they want to do. I mean, you're paying a good amount for a new game, so technically I don't want to be the one to tell you what to do. But the true fans are ones that play it multiple times, and then the ones that zip through and they're like, I'm playing again, but I'm going to really slow down. Help me understand what I'm missing, blah, blah, blah. And there you go. It's always the fans that are on their second and third playthrough where they're really taking their time, and then it clicks, and they're like, "Oh, now I understand the wonderment of what Rockstar created and what the cast was part of." I think that's great. I really do. But the fact you guys are still playing the game or games, not just Red Dead 2, but the original Red Dead, Undead Nightmare. People still playing Red Dead Online. The fact that you're still chugging through it and loving this thing that was made, it always makes me happy. Absolutely. Everyone, I'm reading everyone's like, oh man, I'm going to bed. And I'm like, oh, I must be boring everyone. No, but it's late. It's late out here too. It's almost 12:30. Sending hums from Cali. Well, I'm in Southern California. I'm in Los Angeles, so yeah, it's late, and I've finished getting all my highlights on ESPN of the college football. So I think I'm ready. I'm ready to call it a night and say that was our 6-year anniversary for Red Dead 2. That was our 14-year anniversary for Undead Nightmare, October 26th. See, now it says Sunday, October 27th. We've moved on. But one more time, I think you fans are great. We appreciate you. I appreciate you. And I love and adore my cast. I really do. I really do. And we'll see what happens. When it comes to other Red Dead announcements, we have to see what happens. I'm pretty sure some other gathering of the cast will happen before we're all in a Red Dead 3 together. Those things. I mean, first of all, let's be honest. They got to finish GTA 6. Nothing is happening until GTA 6 is finished and on shelves. So I think we can all agree is like, yeah, he's not wrong about that. Everything else, we'll have to see. But stay tuned to all our Instagrams and social media, and no one gets left out. You'll find out what's going on soon enough. So anyway, I'm going to call it a night. Thank you guys. Outlaws for life. Outlaws to the end. Happy anniversary, everybody. Hey.